How you guys doing? Are you guys all right? Cool. I swear I'll leave it on a positive note. Sometimes I wish we could live our lives in reverse and watch as all the events play out backwards, everything becoming simple, easy, and perfect. Now, if we could live our lives in reverse, it would begin with the mortician pulling us out of our coffins, and it would end with the doctor trying to shove us feet first into our mother's vaginas. We'd go to school to learn how to forget everything we know. We'd give our expensive university diploma to a stranger standing on a stage wearing a long black robe. Then we'd shake his hand and smile into a camera that erases the moment forever. And if we could live our lives in reverse, then weeping brides would kiss their soon-to-be fiancés, only to put the veil over their face and walk slowly away from them, up the aisle, towards the door. As she exits the chapel, their love would begin to wane until they no longer knew each other's names. And fathers would pour gallons of themselves into small square bottles, then take the bottles down to the local liquor store and place it on the crude shelves. The liquor store owners would give the fathers their paychecks in small but gracious increments. And if we could live our lives in reverse, then enemies would become friends instantaneously just because they said a bunch of shit to each other backwards. And my friend Mackenzie would become my friend again instantaneously. She'd become my friend again as I watch as she pushes herself into dozens upon dozens of syringes and then donates these syringes to the dirty old moonbeam merchants. This act of charity would leave her looking younger, ravishing, unshakable, alive. Meanwhile, the moonbeam merchants, they would take their fistful of syringes and empty them of their contents onto little pieces of tinfoil, allow it to cool until it became a fine white powder. Then they would take the powder and form it into poppy gum, put the poppy gum into poppy blossoms. Then they would gather armfuls of poppy blossoms and spread them across huge fields. It would be wonderful. Entire countries would be covered with Mackenzie flowers. And if we could live our lives in reverse, then oceans would throw airplanes at the sky. Thousands of people would jump from their stomachs to the tops of tall buildings, and life row inmates would sit strapped into chairs as death is shocked out of them. And this would be the beginning of the poem and not the end of it. And it wouldn't be written by me. It'd be written by you, the audience. It'd be written by your ears while I stood up here on the stage and listened with my dumb mouth wide open as every single word is pressed into it. And it wouldn't begin until you gave an applause. And it wouldn't end until there was complete and profound silence.